Oniki wagere to kareni wonike na katawa na kawe. Nagi wahi. Nagi oji chakara na yujats. Tan wax kare wake. Tan kan wage ko nuta wake na karatu. Tan junune iganich kote. Iki tunu yakwa huncha yune yungwa wajira kweko. Oniki wahi wagere. Tane niji. Agweko kanuwara to sra anta ka agweko te kanuwara to chinichi ko nu te swatam satate. Onigi wa ito na iswa ni gon rutak. So what I basically said in a short way was, my name is Ojit Sagarda. I guess if people in other ways call me Charlie Patton, but my real name, my spirit name, is Ojit Sagarda. That's what we call, our original name. And what it basically means is it means speckled flower. And so in all ways, that's the only name we ever needed. We didn't need a first name. We didn't need a second name. And then of course we belong to clans. And so my clan is a bear, or that's the clan that I'm part of and I sit with, in the clan of my mother and my family. We also say we're Yogwanushuni Umwe, we are people of the Longhouse. And 1,000 years ago, it is told, or over, or better, somewhere in that time frame, our people were a people of war. And our people were constantly warring and fighting. They said the trees were so big, they were like houses, and people used to stand behind the trees and look to see who would walk by and who they could kill next. We were a people of blood feuds. So one family or one clan would feud against another because somebody hurt somebody in their clan, so you have to return the hurt or the death. And it was in those times that we had gotten so low that they said the streams ran red with the blood of our dead and the tears of our women and our families. And then there was a young boy who was born in a place called Taindanega, about 3 hours west of us on the river. And he was born to a mother who had no husband, I guess. And as soon as he was born, he was special. As soon as he was born, he was almost like, as soon as he could walk, he was already talking about a different way, about a different mind that we should carry, about a way that we should conduct ourselves. And now what we are told is that that baby began to mature, and when he was of an age, he left, and he says, I have to bring this message to the people across the river. And so he went through all of the 5 nations, and he convinced all the war leaders of the 5 nations, especially the Mohawks. We were the worst. And he convinced us that war clubs is no longer the strength that we should carry. There should be no more blood on our war clubs. He convinced ourselves that if we use a good mind, 3 principles, that means having a peaceful mind. If we carry that, we are stronger than if we're at war. If we use a good mind and a good spirit and a good way of understanding who we are, the spiritual identity that we are, then we will be stronger, because we will be spirit people again. Instead of singing a song of war, we would be singing a song of gratitude, just like it was intended at the original instructions. And then as a people, we were given the relationship where we would now put our minds together and work together and try and achieve a greater peace between families and between clans and between nations. And when this greater peace was working together and we were all holding hands together in the cycle of life, then we would have strength. There would be no anger and no more peace, no more war. And we could be stronger as an identity and as a people. And so that's when we called ourselves, when the Creator finished or the peacemaker came And he convinced our people to put away weapons of war between us. What he did say now, he says, now you will be people of one long house, from the Mohawks in the east to the Senecas in the west. And as people of this one long house, now the sky will be the rafters of your house, and the earth will be the floor of your long house. The Mohawks will live in the east, and they will guard the eastern door of that house. And the Senecas will live in the west, and they will guard the western door of this long house that you will live in. And within this house now, you always use a good mind and peaceful ways and unity, and you will have a strong, strong house. And so this is the way that we call ourselves Yogwanushuniuni, people of the long house. And this is the relationship that we carry as a people. We no longer run our world with war clubs. We use a good mind, peaceful way, a way to resolve our issues, a way to work together and be strong. And if we have unity amongst each other, then we will have unity right across our home and our house, of 5 nations living in the same house. Then that's the way of the Longhouse. Longhouse is just a symbol, a way of describing a way that was brought to our people. Everything is a spiritual journey, and we can't just talk about it. We got to try to live it and feel it. They need to hear our voices. And that Creator, what he said is this: I don't hear you anymore. I don't smell your tobacco. So I'm getting ready to leave you. And when that happens, everything will change. You are now working on a journey of education, of broadening your minds, of building your strengths, of easing your weaknesses, so that you can gain the skills to help your families and your people. I know that we live in a time when there are so many things that have attacked our culture, our language, our identity, our history. And there are, for so many of us, that's what we call the multi-generational trauma of enculturation. But what I will say to you is, you can do what you can, do the best you can to learn your language. Even if you can say in your own language, this is who I am. If you can say to the Creator, Nyawa, Megwich, or whatever words you learn to say to the Creator, thank you, Creator, for making me who I am. Learn those words and make them real in your lives. Let the Creator hear you. If you can grab a drum and you can learn to sing, then sing for creation and Creator. When you dress for the Creator, dress in your own clothes for the Creator when you give thanks. So the Creator is looking at you and say, these are the people that I made long time ago. And these are the people that still understand who they are. And the Creator would be so happy. You think you can change the world, and I hope you do. But what I would tell you is, you always remember, before you can be strong for all these things that you want to do, first you have to be strong in your inner spirit. You have to be whole, and you have to have inner peace right here, Zerunke, where your spirit lies. You have to have those, you have to be one with your identity. Then you can be strong. You can have all kind of degrees on your arm, but if you have no inner identity, then you will just be a smart person with degrees, but you will never be at peace. And so that's one of the crucial things. When you're talking about a virtual longhouse, it doesn't matter what kind of concept you think that you have, the whole idea of that is, it's a place where you gather your minds, you share your stories, you respect each other, you cultivate your identity, and out of that comes learning.